Welcome to TDC Today Show USA. My name is Sue Roskoff. We are glad to have so many amazing guests joining us today. Before we go to them, though, I am passing this over to Kurt Roskoff to give us an introduction to our show today. So, Kurt, over to you.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Disability Channel. We are here to showcase abilities. We are television by and with people with disabilities and veterans. And so we are here to put a spotlight on 2 billion people around the world that bring to us what defines and what the preferences are for, by, and with people with disabilities. And so we have ongoing conversations to show what's available in the world and to bring in some particular remarks for how are we making this accessible, inclusive? How are we adapting, adjusting? How are we making this for everybody? And we have quite a crew here today, so we're going to be diving right in to take on our panel discussion here and our group discussion, collaboration, synergy. This is a carryover from our last show, and we're going to dive deeper today and color it up a little more. So Emily, take it away. Let's introduce our first guest and let's get this show on the road. Take it away, Emily.
We have so many good guests. I'm not sure which one to start with, but anyway, how about we go in the same, maybe sort of the same order we did for the last show. Marianne, we met Marianne through the Happy Neighborhood Project. As Marianne of Waikiki, but since then she's become Marianne de Mexico, with moving to Mexico, and she is an author with sign language and puppets and everything related to that. So Marianne, how about you come in here and kind of briefly say a little more about your book series and what you've got going on.
Well, thank you, Emily and Kurt and Sue, for having us here in Lawrence Wingate Studios. And Happy Neighborhood Projects. Yes, I've been happily working on my Acts of Kindness series projects here. And I'm the author of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 folk Manus puppets. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and The Perfect Wave. And we are partnering with Leon McLaughlin with Clean Water Foundation to put him and Happy Neighborhood Projects into this sequel book for climate change called Cool Acts of Kindness. So I am happy that Suzanne Sims and I are going to be starting writing this book. I'm currently right now on the laptop with my partners, my Fiverr team, my graphic designers in Pakistan, uploading puppet characters into the chapters of the books. It's going to be so exciting, introducing, 50 new puppets out of the catalog of Folk Manus, and they have a new catalog out for 2023. And it's just going to be great fun. And Lucy has a new album called Alive. So we'll be using those songs. And it's going to be great fun putting this all together and producing it. So you can visit the website, actsofkindnessseries.com. You can meet Chelsea, the Courageous Sign Language Chicken. So we are uploading and updating the website with Trevor Gibbs out of Orlando, because all businesses need to make sure your websites are American Disability Act compliant. That's ADA, such as the coloring, the texts, that people can visually read them, and no sound, etc. So Trevor Gibbs is another partner with Charity Revolution, and he's a chapter in the book. And we got the Happy Neighborhood characters in there. And boy, what a bunch of characters we've met through the journey of Happy Neighborhood, from starting out in Hawaii. Then I was a co-host. I became the World of Ability sign language interpreter and HNP Ability sign language interpreter for a year. And I sailed my journey over here to Mexico with my neighbor on a sailboat. And I'm currently in San Carlos, Mexico, and excited to write this next book. So I'm glad I can be here on the weekends with you guys for the weekend shows and introduce you to people. Just another shout out too is it's May is Better Speech and Hearing Month. So we're looking at any type of speech, join us and talk about hearing loss, speech pathology, audiology. I hope to bring a deaf book author in the next month. So we're looking for people to come join us, teachers. Speaking of teachers, all classroom teachers can get copies of my books from an organization called DonorsChoose.org. We have 30,000 schools in the United States of America, 3,000 deafblind schools, and all classroom teachers can get copies of this amazing Acts of Kindness series, tackling global topics such as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, anti-bullying, and climate change. And I have about 10 app games now on Apple. So you read the chapters of the book, go to the website, learn the finger spelling alphabet, and so go out and play the Apple games for free. So it's for all ages of the heart. And the vision is to bring these books into animation movies. And Leon was in Beverly Hills, California, talking about the Acts of Kindness series to producers over there, Netflix this week. And so glad that we had a great, oh my gosh, I think it was a jam session introducing Leon and Jasper talking about this African Film Festival. And we've had meetings too of how we can produce a documentary for Clean Water Foundation. So I'd like to bring this over now and let Jasper take the time and talk about his projects and his event that's happening in October. So take it away, Jasper.
And actually, I think we may have lost him for a moment here. So we'll get him on as soon as he is back. I did want to bring up real quick that we have some of your awesome puppets and book literally handy here. I don't know if you can see my friends that are with me. But I do want to bring in Barbara. So I don't know if you've had a chance to see some of the fun finger puppets and one of the books that Marianne has, I actually happen to have in front of me. So thought it would be fun to have some characters joining us as well. But Barbara, would you like to join us as well? If you can introduce yourself and just share what's on your mind today.
Thank you. Yeah, this is Barbara Weinstein from Hollywood, Florida. And what's on my mind is, can you actually use the finger spelling crab to spell in sign language? Does it work like that, or?
Yeah, what it is that I had 4 videos up and we're still uploading them. But yes, you would meet the hermit crab and he does the A, B, C, D, 26 letters of the alphabet with his hand. And so you will learn it and you can see it and you can practice it on your own hand, and then you can go play the games with the words of an alphabet. So I don't know if Sue can pull it up with Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab. He's a rehab clinic. I think it's chapter 5 in the book Underwater Acts of Kindness on Apple.
Let's see, here it comes.
I don't know. Sue, can you pull that up? You've been so good about pulling up the video games.
Let's see. Well, got your book in front of me here.
Yeah, there he is.
And if, like, I have a number of friends who are teachers, and to get these books to them and into their schools, you say there are donors, and how do we go about doing that? Marianne, I'm wondering how do I get these books to my friends who are teachers?
Yeah, do you want to explain more about how DonorsChoose.org works?
Yes, what it is teachers go on DonorsChoose.org and there's a series of questions to fill out. And my friend Marilyn Rogers, it took about 10 minutes. We were at Starbucks. So basically it's, the teacher has to have an ID number, and she requested 50 books for the school and the students. And the first book is for ocean cleanup. The second book is for anti-bullying. We'll have a climate change. They can actually get the puppets shipped to them. It's like a la carte on Amazon, so they can click on what they want, what products that they want. She even asked for carpet and air conditioning. She even got like a big coffee pot too for her to teach her special education students how to become like a career at Starbucks and making coffee and serving coffee. So she got so much different stuff from Donors Choose. So again, it took 10 minutes for her to fill it out. Teacher's name, ID, school, how many books, how it's going to benefit, and post it, and someone will come through and fund it. And, you know, there's other organizations, Teacher Pays Teachers, etc. So we just get the ball rolling. And we also have coloring books now too, with the alphabet in there. So those could be shipped out also. So, and then the website will be updated, and you read the chapter of the book, learn the finger spelling alphabet, and then so go play the games at your own time and leisure. And it's for all ages of the heart. So I appreciate you sharing that. It's really easy, and what a joy it is for everybody to read it. And actually I went out to the schools to bring tours, and I did it in presentation of the alphabet, passing the puppets around. And we talked story about everybody was doing for their own ocean cleanup, or, you know, being at the bus stop and just looking around and finding 10 pieces of plastic and picking it up, doing our part. And, you know, bringing these messages home to our grandparents, mama and papa, tutus, aunties, uncles, who may not have that opportunity with such a high reading level skill, but at least we can share the message, and from thought to action. If we all do that part, it's going to be amazing. So yes, thank you so much, Barbara.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So we just have to remember donorschoose.com.
.org.
.org. Oh, okay, this is important. donorschoose.org, and this will open the doors for us.
And they have these fun puppets to go with it. Kids love these. I mean, this is so fun.
Yeah, they're so cute too.
They are. They're well made.
So just had to share. And also, while we're on the topic here, going to the App Store, it's super, super easy to find the acts of kindness apps on here. And actually, I just had searched for Marianne Ambrose, and they popped right up, finding these. They're easy to get, easy to play, a lot of fun. So I encourage everyone to go and check those out. You'll learn real practical pieces on there. They're easy to do, easy to play. It's cool. So, and with that, I'm going to bring Mark in here as well. And first, though, I think I'll pass this back over to Emily to give an introduction to Mark.
Okay, so I met Mark. So it's been a couple years now, Mark. Through the something that he, Sue, Kurt, and a number of others do every single day of the week. So 7 days a week, 365. Which is called the 12 o'clock shakedown, which is 15 minutes of music and motion. And then after the 15 minutes, we have some social time for however long anybody wants to stick around and just chit chat. But Mark, do you want to maybe sort of introduce yourself a little bit, and then maybe say a little more about the 12 o'clock shakedown and anything else you'd like to, any other thoughts you have right now?
Well, I guess I learned about the 12 o'clock shakedown through Jim Turk, and I believe Emily, you joined when he was still running it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and well, he became very busy with other advocacy projects that he's working on. So Kurt and Sue kind of took over, and they've been doing a good job with it. Yeah, the movement is good, and the exercising, and I think even the social time afterward is a benefit, especially to people who are disabled and aren't able to get out as much.
And actually, I'm considered able-bodied, and I love doing the shakedown because you know what? Sometimes we end up sitting at our computers a little more than we should, right? And we don't get moving much. So it's literally 15 minutes of music in motion. Jim Turk was so good to put music together that we can use. And we go live on Facebook every day at 12 o'clock noon Central. So we're easy to find. It's literally looking on Facebook for 12 o'clock shakedown. But with Facebook, they very wisely are very careful to not let people just play whatever music and whatnot during live because of copyright issues, right? So Jim actually tweaked all of the music so it's a little bit faster than normal. So if the music feels fast, it's because it is, and it works great for what we're doing because we're using movement, and whether it's something as simple as just going around the world or shaking one arm up, one arm down, or we're swimming, and you do what you can do. It's all about just getting yourself moving. So if you can grab a couple of weights and do that, or it was originally started as he called it the shakedown because we're shaking like a maraca or take a pill bottle and put some rice in it. So it literally sounds like a shaker, something that makes it fun, right? So we're doing things to shake as if you have a sound, some kind of a sound producing instrument or whatever you want to call it in your hands, and just having some fun with it. It's all about having fun. We say dance like nobody's watching and push yourself, but don't hurt yourself. And we all have different ways that we do the different movements. So you do what works for you. And that's what it's all about. It's just to get people moving. And we literally do it every day. So show up, somebody will be there, and we do our best to make it fun. And Mark is amazing having the extra stuff that tell us a little bit more about what you do at the end that honestly I love. Back to you, Mark. You want to tell them about what that all is?
Well, I don't know. I guess I got started just with some of the music, putting up album covers from my iTunes collection. And well, people kind of seem to like it. Sometimes they knew who the person was, and other times they guessed. And well, I don't know, I kept doing it, but then I ran out of iTunes album covers. So then I went kind of to something else. I started doing celebrity singers' birthdays that day. And I put their photos up based on that. And well, kind of once that made the round, then I expanded into what holiday was going on today. I used to do also historical events of that day, and I kind of tried to pick out some weird ones too, And well, people just always seem to like it. So I expanded into doing, well, there is a day for everything, or a holiday for just about anything you can name. So I started putting some of that up. Well, it seems, the people that joined still like it, and they enjoy it.
Do you still have your background handy from today? You want to pop that up? It gives a great example of what it all is, and you take time every day to find all of that, and I know that it takes time. I appreciate that you do it. There's got to be days where you're not going to have time, but somehow you manage to find time. I'm impressed, and I do enjoy it. So yeah, there we go. I think if I can actually, well, let's see here. If I can pin you to the top. Oh, that's going to remove everybody else if I do that.
Kind of going along with what you just said, though, Sue. There have been days where Mark hasn't necessarily been available during the 15 minutes, or even
Rare.
the whole social time too. But he's had some chance right before to come on, at least have his background up. So even if he's not there, his background picture is up. So at least one of the rest of us can still see what's going on that day. And so that's I think for Mark for that too.
That's pretty awesome. So, let's see. I had Happy National Scrapbook Day, National Nurses Day, Pediatric Stroke Awareness Day. Let's see, what else is behind you?
No diet day.
And of course, down in the lower corner, Mark, what's that one?
Well, that is World Naked Gardening Day.
Talk about a day for everything. I think recently there was even like National Lumpy Carpet Awareness Day or something. You name it, there's a day for it.
Yeah, no. Well, then there's also a Cardiothoracic Surgeon Appreciation Day too. So thank you all to cardiac surgeons.
Well, I try to pick out some that I feel are really worthwhile and are about a very important or a good subject. And well, then I look for a few things that are a little more ridiculous, but good conversation pieces.
Yep, we've had those. Right, Sue and Kurt.
So everybody's always welcome to join us. We do it in a Zoom room just like this, just a different link. So anyone who wants that link, we're happy to share it. You can join our fun crew. Sometimes you'll see us wearing goofy hats or, whatever. Well, we try to make it fun in whatever way we can. So like I said, it's always open. If you can't join us right at noon Central, the replay is always available on Facebook as well. So you can find our group, the 12 o'clock shakedown, on Facebook as well. So actually, Kurt, I want to bring you back in. Do you have any last thoughts for today?
Well, I would say that the process of this is all absolutely phenomenal. I think it's wonderful how the world brought us Mark and Barbara and Marianne, and that we've all stuck together doing our different things. Barbara and I met through the Mutual Aid Network. Marianne and I met through the Happy Neighborhood Project. Mark and I met through the Madison Spinal Cord Injury Group. And then it all culminates here in this collaborative production between Sue, Emily, and me, and with the Disability Channel, and going out to Marcus Hart with Transforming Media Network, Zach Clayton with the PAC Channel, and over to Lawrence Wingate with Wingate Studios, Wingate TV. Emily's doing her work on the Facebook page of Nonprofit TV and doing campaigns there to have little 30-second to 2.5-minute shout outs to the great work done around the world in nonprofits, and be able to learn things like through Marianne of Donors Choose, and just on and on. The list keeps continuing. Emily and I and Sue do work with Jaws Coffee Chat series with Jennifer Whitaker, and we're only getting started, folks. So tune in next time to the TDC Today Show USA to learn more of the great work being done and growing. And don't forget, the Disability Channel is doing all of the coverage for the Invictus Games, February 2025, out of the Vancouver area. I'm learning all the geography up over there in Canada, but the Disability Channel is going to be doing all the coverage. What an honor, privilege, and it's going to be exciting. The next Invictus Games is in Dusseldorf, which is where the Roscoffs come from. So you can be learning about my heritage too as we continue on here in 2023. But for me, that's all she wrote for now. Let's get on out of here. Thanks, Sue. Thanks, Emily, Mark, Barbara, and Marianne. We're